Is anybody else find it interesting? Maybe this is just me. I like to analyze things. It's one of the things that I really enjoy doing. Probably to my detriment though sometimes. Did anyone else experience the boom of 2020 and now they're looking at what's happening right now and it's like, oh, I know how this is going to play out. This is doing exactly what it did in 2020. This is going to be really interesting. I feel like the third eye has been opened. Like the experience of 2020 opened the third eye. And now I'm the what they call the Raven thing from Game of Thrones. I see what's happening. I understand how this is going to go and I'm staying the hell away from it. I'm staying the hell away from it. I'm running as far the other way as possible right now from anything that is caught up in this hype train. Sometimes I analyze things farther than they need to be analyzed. Not the analysis paralysis. I'm not like stopping myself from making any decisions, but sometimes I analyze people too much. Sometimes I analyze situations too much. Sometimes I analyze trends too much. Sometimes I analyze these things too much. And sometimes that leads me to a very negative place. The last few weeks have been really frustrating. It's just frustrating. And I know that like it's not necessarily anyone's fault. It's not necessarily that anyone's doing anything wrong, but I sometimes I can analyze people and analyze situations and compare situations now to situations in 2020. What were people talking about then? What were people talking about now? How the era has shifted and how it seems like maybe some of the people who were more willing to try and help people in 2020 are more just about making the money in 2024. I analyze that and say, why? I think it does come from there was no benefit to doing that in 2020. There was no benefit to coming out and trying to actually break things down, trying to actually speculate and try and figure out what the hell the future of the Pokemon hobby was going to be at that time. There was no benefit to doing that because everyone looked at that like you were raining on their parade, like you were putting out the flame, like you were trying to negatively impact their business. Everyone looked at it that way. And therefore, for the people who tried to do that, there wasn't really any benefit to them doing it. I should say there was no like YouTube benefit. There was no viewer benefit. There was none of that. Those people helped a lot of people, I think, helped me a lot. But I think that there was more attacking, there was more frustration, there was more people just didn't want to hear it. And so there wasn't a benefit from that. So now we come to 2024, very similar scenario. A lot of those people that did it before aren't doing it today. And I understand why. It's not necessarily like the wrong choice or a bad thing. Seeing the change, like seeing the shift is just kind of like, like I get it. But at the same time, it's like, what about all the new people coming in today? Like we were new in 2020 and those people helped me immensely. What about the new people coming in today? And that's why I made that post. I was like, we had some guardrails in 2020. Some people who were stopping you at the gate and being like, yo, you're coming in. It's crazy, but chill. Okay. Chill, because this is why. And now it just feels like everyone's just standing at the gate, like holding it open for the crowd coming in, and nobody's like, hey, yo, relax. Maybe don't spend all your savings on surging sparks. Instead, just look at the discords. You just see boom gifts over and over, boom, 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 and it's like, okay, well, all right. But I understand why you wouldn't want to do that. I understand why you wouldn't, because there was no benefit in doing it the first time, because people didn't listen. There were enough people on the other side pushing people to make mistakes that now it's like, it is what it is. But I analyze those things too much. And then I get down in my head about things, about people, to a degree that is probably not healthy. And so for the last few weeks, I've just been kind of like, not crazy motivated to like make videos or talk about the market or anything like that right now, because I kind of think I don't have anything positive to say. That's not necessarily true, but like I can't be the same mouthpiece that people are looking for. I can't be the guy on the corner with the megaphone telling everyone you're gonna be okay, spend all your money, you're gonna make a fortune. But that's what people want. Like that's what gets views. Those are the people that people want to hear from on YouTube, because that's what people are doing. And on the flip side, I also don't want to be the guy who is standing at the gate telling everyone not to come in, because, or to warning people as they come in, because I don't want to be at the forefront of all the negativity that comes with that. Yeah, I'm just caught in between, like, not sure what to do. So I'm just going to be doing what I've been doing. You're going to see PSA return videos. You're going to see all the shit that I normally do, because I don't know what to contribute to what's happening right now in a way that is like positive for me and positive for other people. I feel like the upcoming sets are going to cause peak FOMO, and I hope it doesn't ruin the hobby for, I mean, it will. I mean, aren't we already seeing $100 Terrestrial Festival ETBs? We're already seeing like $180 Surging Sparks booster boxes. Like it's the same thing we saw in 2020. This is what happened to Vivid Voltage. Vivid Voltage went to $200 for a box, came all the way back down to what, 120, 100, 120, something like that at some point because it got reprinted. Shiny Face came out, people were selling it for $120 ETB. Then they printed the shit out of that, and you can find them right now probably for like $35 in ETB, $40 in ETB. So yeah, but I mean, that's what the next 6 months is going to be. The next 6 months is going to be stuff that's extremely overpriced. People are going to feel insane amount of FOMO. There's going to be frustration for scalpers and resellers, and who knows how long it will last. I guess what I'm doing in all of this is I'm just going to be buying the same shit I've been buying. As long as it has a profit percentage, I'll probably stay the hell away from all the ultra modern sets for 6 months. I'll buy them when everyone's forgotten about them in a year. It's just kind of putting ultra modern on pause for like a year for me, or 6 months, depending on how long this lasts. One thing I will say is I'm about to make bank on those 5th anniversary Chinese promos. I'll tell you that much. I bought 20 of those at $90 and they're skyrocketing. 14 of them are at PSA right now. So come to Papa. We're about to get a bonus for Christmas. I'm just not riding the wave the same as everyone else. I feel not in like a better or worse way, just in a different way. I'm not trying to like brag or anything or talk as if like I'm above it or anything like that. It's just I'm just on a different part of the wave, and I feel kind of alone on the different part of the wave to some degree. Yeah, feeling that way kind of sucks. I felt that way the last couple of weeks. So that's why I've just not really been making a whole lot of content the last couple of weeks. I'm going to ride this way because I'm tired of clowns with no skin in the game making content. That's the thing too, but unfortunately, it's a thing that we'll never know. Dan calls them, cosplayers, Pokemon investing cosplayers. We'll never actually know who the cosplayers are unless they're going to get audited by the Pokemon inventory auditors. We're never going to know who the cosplayers are and who the cosplayers aren't. People just make content, and that's what it is. But I also don't really prescribe to the idea that like you need to go particularly hard. I don't think you need to buy a pallet of a set to be considered an investor in a set. I think that you can buy a few cases of PC ETBs and consider yourself an investor in that set, or an investor in that product, especially if you're buying those cases to put in the closet and hold for, however long, 5-10 years or whatever, because you feel like because you're confident in that product. Like you shouldn't feel like you're not allowed to be an investor in Pokemon if you don't have like tens of thousands of dollars in a pallet of it. But I do think you should be a little wary if someone is telling you to buy something and they just happen to be selling it. I do think you should be a little wary if someone's telling you to buy something and they don't have any of it. I think that those things are definitely something to think about. I don't think you have to have a pallet of something to be an investor in it. Gotta be bullish. Java Bears are asleep now. That's what's scary though. The Bears from 2020 are now the Bulls of 2024.